Joey Logano, driver of the number 22 Shell Pennzoil Ford Fusion. Joey, why don't we start off, we talked earlier today about how over the last 11 seasons we've had 10 different drivers win this race. Tell us a little bit about why this race tends to be a bit of a wild card.
I think it's obviously like any other road course we go to, strategy comes into play a lot. Rewatching the race here from last year, Kurt Busch was the fastest car, hands down. Maybe the 48 was the second fastest car. Neither one of them won. So it takes everything, is what I'm trying to get to win this race. Not just a fast car, but it takes the right strategy. It takes everything for it all to work out. So, it's not about where you start, it's where you finish this thing, and it's so challenging to have everything play out just right and have the cautions play out just right with your strategy. And I'm not saying it takes luck, because I believe you create your own luck, but you got to have a couple circumstances go your way.
All right, we'll open it up to the media. We'll start over here on the window, then we'll go over to George, and then we'll come back over here.
Joy, this race is obviously very aggressive. You've got the chase drivers who are going to go wide open, and you've got the other guys looking for points to get into that. How do you keep your cool when it's a hot day and the track is slippery?
I'm glad we won last week, or a couple weeks ago. That part's nice to be able to come into a racetrack like this. Like you said, there's a lot of unknowns. Tempers will flare, and a lot of times it's because that you're trying to stop a really heavy stock car into that turn over there, which is basically a U-turn with no banking in the middle of a parking lot kind of feeling. So, and there's a couple of those around this racetrack. So, when that happens, mistakes happen. People are trying to slow down their cars, wheel hop, and tires are old, all that stuff, and that's a big opportunity to pass people. And feelings get hurt pretty quick, and it's just part of it. It's part of I call it short track racing. That's where this racetrack basically is. So, keeping your cool is the utmost importance throughout this race, because at some point, someone's going to run into you. You're probably going to run into somebody. It's part of it. You just got to remember what the big picture is.
George Winkler with NASCAR.com. Talking about that first win, now that you have it under your belt, what's your mindset coming into this race, especially in light of just how close you came last year to getting the title?
Yeah, it's nice. We had a nice cushion, going into Michigan to where we felt like we could still race hard and race aggressive. We weren't on the edge of falling out by points or anything like that. But it does take a little bit of, I don't want to call it pressure, but just it relieves you a little bit to say, okay, all right, we're in. It's definitely it's nice. And like I said, coming to a racetrack like this, it's really nice. But I feel like it's a good little relief for our race team, and that we can start focusing in on making our cars faster for the chase.
Go ahead.
Hey, Joey. Phil Barber, Santa Rosa Press Democrat. Can you describe the challenges that different elevations and the elevation gain and loss presents on this track from a driver's perspective?
Yeah, it's really cool. Turn one is really steep up the hill, so you really don't use much brake. It's very deceiving. It doesn't look very steep, but it really slows down the cars a lot. It's quite the uphill. And then top of 3A is the opposite. And you crest that corner, you can't see anything before you get to the top of it. And then the car gets really, really light. There's no, obviously you're just kind of cresting the top of the hill. The car feels like it wants to jump. And you're trying to turn and put the tires bolt the power to the ground with the tires, and it's really, it's a big challenge over there. But that makes a lot of fun, and then you're trying to stop into turn 4, which is downhill, and you're trying to slow down the car, and it's even harder to stop the car. So those are kind of the big elevation changes around here. After that, there's definitely some elevation change, but not as much. And but I like the element that brings, and how you drive the car different, anticipating the load to gain or lose as you see hills, or in this case, mountains.
Go ahead.
Dominic Uttago, TheRacingExperts.com. With there being the off week last week and this being a physically demanding race, how much does that off time affect you as a driver and the race team overall?
It's nice. You guys well know NASCAR racing has a very, very tough schedule, and it's nice to give your team a little bit of a break, especially at this point of the season. We've been running hard here for a while, and it's nice to get a little bit of a break through these hot summer months, allow them to have some time with their family. We got to remember to enjoy this a lot of times, and couldn't pick a better weekend after a win to have an off week. We had 2 weekends to enjoy it, so that was nice for us. But I was ready to get back to it. By Sunday rolled around, I was like, all right, I'm ready to go again. But it is definitely nice to kind of take a step back and enjoy Father's Day and all that.
Go back here.
Isabel Gonzalez, ESPN Albuquerque. How would you assess this first practice, and how do you think that's going to help you for Sunday?
Sonoma's still Sonoma. Nothing's changed. It's still fighting for a lot of rear grip in our race car. I feel like we've made some gains since the last time we were here, which is great. Are we where we need to be yet? I don't think so, but I think we're a top 5 or 6 car right now, which at this point last year during practice, I'd say I was a 15th to 20th place car. So we've made some gains for sure. We got another practice that I think we can definitely make our car a little bit better and work in qualifying trim.
Go to the back.
Hi, Charlie Vogelheim, Motor Trend Audio. So just about road courses specifically, you had a win, you come here, now you've had some fast laps on it. At a moment like this, are you wishing there were more road courses, or are you just going to make it through tomorrow and one more?
Either way, I love that NASCAR racing doesn't do the same thing every week. That's what I love. If we ran road courses every week, I'd be sick of it. If we ran ovals every week, I'd get sick of running 1.5 miles or half miles or super speedways. It's cool that we do different things, and we have to challenge ourselves as drivers and as race teams to develop packages to go fast at each track, and it takes it all at every single racetrack to win the championship. And I love that challenge because there's not really other forms of motorsports that really present that challenge of different types of racetracks and needing to be good at all of them to win.
Thank you. Any final questions for Mr. Logano? All right. Thanks for coming in today, Joey. Good luck this weekend.
Great. Thanks, guys.